I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars and so much time with unnecessary costs and lost revenue in the first year of my dental startup. And I've seen it happen time and time again with other doctors who are starting up. Let's walk through some of the mistakes that I made to help you save time and money in your dental startup. When I started my practice from scratch, I was terrified. I had this big fat loan, this brand new, beautiful space, and 0 patients. I was scared to death. But I was also really excited. I was excited to build the practice of my dreams. I wanted to have all the tech and all the stuff and all the toys. But 3 years later, looking back, when I see the first year of my dental startup, I realized that I lost a ton of revenue and had a ton of unnecessary costs that really could have been avoided, that I see a lot of other dental startup doctors making the same mistakes that I did. Let's walk through the 5 big mistakes that I found that made me lose a ton of revenue and cost me, honestly, hundreds of thousands of dollars in my first year of ownership. Mistake number 1, not hiring the right people early enough. Let me tell you 2 stories. When I started my practice, most of my coaches, mentors, other doctors said, you can't hire hygienists probably within even the first year. They're too expensive. Just do your own hygiene. You're not going to have enough patients to justify them anyway. What they didn't factor in was the value of a really wonderful team member. Someone who is going to help you build more referrals, help you free up to do what's within your unique ability, and help you actually build your practice. 6 months in, I was fed up. I hired 2 hygienists who were both really high value, and my practice soared. Having the right people is huge. The second story is at my front desk. I hired too lean. I hired too inexperienced. I should have went higher above market value and gone with someone who was confident and bought into the vision, as well as able to balance all the rigors of being at the front desk with insurance billing, answering the phones, check in and check out. If you're a business owner, hiring the right people is always going to be your biggest challenge. If the right person comes along who has high value and is going to help you take your business to new heights, find a spot for them and don't wait too long. Mistake number 2, unnecessary purchases. When I started my office, I had visions of grandeur. I wanted to have high tech, high quality. I wanted to wow people when they came into our office. There were some purchases that I would make 100 times over again. My CBCT, my digital scanner, things like this were huge and really helped my practice get off the ground. Other purchases like my 3D printer, my nitrous cart, fancy endodontic systems that I no longer use, I ended up having to sell these down the road for pennies on the dollar when I really could have taken a more thoughtful approach on these purchases. Just like anything in life, think carefully about your purchases. If you're worried that a patient's going to come in and say, how come you don't have this thing? Just use the line, yeah, we're a dental startup. We don't have that yet, but it's on my radar. I'll be letting you know as soon as I get that in. You'll be the first patient that I call. Patients love that. Don't make unnecessary purchases and take on costs early on that are not even going to be able to be implemented because you don't have the team or the time to implement those pieces of equipment effectively. Mistake number 3, the cost of staying at my associateship too long after I started my practice. Most dental startup doctors will work part-time at other offices when they first open. They feel like they need the paycheck, they need a little bit of stability because they may not pay themselves for a while after they first start. And I get the sentiment, and I did the same thing. The problem is when you are halfway between your business and this other office that may or may not be doing systems and procedures the same way that you would be doing them in your office, you start to get muddled and things become unclear. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm here to tell you that if you can swing it to not pay yourself for, let's say, 6 months and get your business all in and take a day or 2 to work on systems to market, your business is not going to be this little ember that's burning. It's going to turn into a bonfire that explodes because you actually gave it the time and attention that you needed. When I stayed at my associateship too long, I felt the stability of a little bit extra income, but I lost the revenue of actually going all in on the business that I created. Mistake number 4, not dedicating non-clinical days to work on your business, specifically with systems and marketing. I was a dental startup doctor. I talked to a lot of doctors who either did startups or they're still in their practice, and they find this concept to be odd. They feel like they have to be producing every possible hour that they can. If they were to take some time to actually work on their business, they would lose so much revenue that it would be an enormous cost. What I'm here to tell you is that early on in my startup phase, I committed to taking time to actually build systems, to build referral streams, to train my team, to think about my actual vision of where I wanted to go. If you're a startup doctor, taking these days early on to actually think about what you want your business to look like is going to save you a ton of heartache, because before you know it, year 1, year 2, year 3 is going to pass by and you're going to have a practice that you don't even recognize. Our office is probably one of the highest producing offices for a solo doctor practice, and we work probably the fewest hours. If I could help you guarantee that, it'd be a no-brainer. And I'm here to tell you that taking a day to actually work on your business is going to be the most productive thing that you ever do. Mistake number 5, not knowing your true costs per lead. In the first year of my dental startup, I had a marketing agency. I threw money at them every single month, and I hoped, and I prayed. And I said, please bring me patients. I had no idea how effective it actually was. I had no idea what my cost per lead was. If you're a dental practice owner, you are in the business of marketing. You're marketing with insurance companies, you're marketing through Google and social media, you're marketing with the patients that you're rendering service to. And if you don't know the true cost of what it takes you to get a person to come through your doors, you are more than likely losing money. There are so many effective ways to market effectively, especially if you're a dental startup early on, through ground marketing, joining local organizations, being a good presence on social media. Don't fall for the myth that you have to spend tons of money on marketing and just hope and pray that people come through your doors. Take accountability, take inventory, and realize your cost per lead. If you're planning a dental startup, or God help you, if you're in the middle of your dental startup, do your future self a favor. Save up 6 to 12 months of expenses so that you can float yourself along and go all in on your business. Don't go halfway. Hire early, invest smart, and spend time on systems that are going to help you build your business instead of scrambling around for a paycheck. If you found this video to be valuable, I'd love it if you subscribed and stay tuned. We have a lot more videos coming out to help doctors just like you.